When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot.
I don't know, but these arms are feeling chewed up.
Show me what you got.
We'll drink it if you say. Welcome everybody to today's episode of Wasted Opinions. We're going to be talking about video game trailers. Some of the best ones we've seen and the ones we enjoy the most. Joining me here today, on my immediate left.
You know, I saw Inception once. At least I dreamt I did. I'm LewisLightning.
Oh, it's ominous. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I'm CountryBoy. That was the first quote that came to my head.
Why?
I don't know. I think I saw a fish somewhere.
Well, let's start off with the shot then.
All right.
As per usual.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, so yeah, there's been lots of video game trailers. I think it's happened a little bit more lately in the last 15, 20 years than it did previously, so...
Yeah, I don't know if they really did trailers for, like, the 2D games.
So, I don't know, who wants to start this one off?
Sure, I'll go.
Sure.
Why not? You threw it to me, so I have to go. I'm going to go with... I won't
Who
steal
wants to
that.
go first? You threw it to me. What? That's not how... That's
I'm
not
a who. So this is probably one of, if not my favorite video game trailer, probably of all time. For a game that's decent, not amazing, but good. Dead Island, first Dead Island game.
Oh, yeah. You totally took it from me. But...
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it because half the trailer is going in reverse. It's showing you what happened to this little girl
And her family.
And her family, yeah, and like the zombie horde that's starting to come towards them. So it starts off kind of nice and nice and family, beautiful music going on. Actually, the whole time it's got like this beautiful like.
I would say it's the opposite.
Or does it start in reverse?
It starts with her dead on the ground.
Yeah, sorry, and then it's her flying up into the air, going up into the loft where their hotel room is. And then it shows snippets of like the family like being happy and joyful, and then it goes back in reverse again, and it shows like her like attacking her dad in reverse, like biting her parents and stuff like that. And then it goes like forward again. They're being good. Like it's actually really sad if you watch the whole thing.
It was
totally
ranked
sad.
pretty high on a lot of the lists.
Because this little girl, she got bit by these zombies, and then she attacks her parents.
She runs for help.
Yeah, for help.
And then she dies while the room's being assaulted.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
she
the
comes back to life.
dad's like trying to kill these other zombies while she like starts attacking her parents, and then they're all getting bitten and they all end up dying, and then she eventually gets like tossed out the window. And she's dead. And at the very end, I think you see like a home video of them like on the beach.
Arriving at the island.
I was like, oh man, this is such a freaking
So
sad video.
Such a sad trailer for such a kind of.
It's just like a somber music playing throughout the whole time. And it's a beautiful trailer. It is really
You didn't
well
know
done.
what the game was going to be like till you got it.
Yeah.
But then it was like, it's nothing. You don't have that emotional weight to the rest
No,
of the
you
game.
don't.
But
I mean, yeah, you're on this island that they were on.
Yeah, but
and I found her corpse, but
great trailer.
no, I didn't find her corpse. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic trailer for an otherwise okay game.
Okay, I'm gonna just take this one right at the bat because I think someone's gonna say something of this series, and I'm only taking this one from the whole series. The first God of War trailer.
The first one.
The first one, because for me, it's just like my connection to it. I remember when I saw that God of War trailer, I was just like, this is for me. This is like Kratos getting all pissed off. He's like a Greek. They're talking about how he's a Greek general and fighting against the gods, and I was like, I
love Greece.
I'm like I don't know how old I was then, 16 or...
I think 2005 is when it came out.
2005?
So then, yeah, we would have been...
Well, I've been older than that.
It would have been 18, 19.
18, 19.
Yeah, 19.
But I was like, this is totally my jam. Like, a button mashing,
17.
like,
17.
hack and slash game.
17.
Hack and slash game, Greek mythology.
You were 17 in 2005. That math doesn't add
No,
up.
20.
You'd have been 19 in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is...
Yes.
Yeah.
Math.
I was like, I'm getting this game. It came out March 22nd.
I said it. Why did I try to correct myself?
So March 22nd, the day before my birthday. And all the God of Wars in that first series have pretty much been around my birthday. So like this game was meant for me. It was like a calling, seeing all this stuff, like Kratos being this pissed off warrior. Although the way I remember seeing it originally is not the exact trailer. I don't know where it's from, what I have in my head.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is awesome.
Lose an Easter egg in it, actually. In the new ones.
See, for me, I don't even remember any of the trailers for the first God of War game. I remember like reading magazines and seeing snippets of it and being like, holy shit, this game is freaking awesome.
And that's what the first trailer actually is. I went and watched it just to see, like, this is not exactly what I thought it was. But it's just like snippets of, you know, he does the Medusa stare thing with the skull, or he slashes something, or he with Spartan Rage or whatever. Like they just show like snippets, but it's not really so much of the story. Like they talk about him being a general, and they quickly show that scene where he's leading the armies against the barbarians. But it's like, yeah, to me, it's just like that was such a connection that stayed with me. And I was like, this is my game, and it's still.
Like I said, just the magazine did it for me. I didn't even see the trailer.
I'm gonna go with one that came out for one of my favorite series. It's the trailer for Mass Effect 3. When it came out, it had 2 games worth of storyline building up to it, and it showed the arrival on Earth of the Reapers, essentially, and the score was by Clint Mansell, who actually has done some great Hollywood scores as well. The score really struck a chord with me, and the gravity of what was happening, and the scope and spectacle of what this third Mass Effect was going to be. So I love the whole series, and you know, I knew it was going to be a very big conclusion, so that trailer really got me going. But the music specifically really pulled. Yeah.
Speaking of music, this next trailer I'm going to say is the music definitely adds to it 100%, because it's a game that I did play the whole game, but after that game I didn't play the rest of the series. It's an Xbox 360 game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gears of War.
Yeah, okay. Well, now I've got like 2 left.
The Mad World. Like I hadn't heard that. I hadn't seen Donnie Darko before that. I hadn't heard the song before that. But when this trailer came on, and you just see Marcus running, and then he's like jumping into like this rubble, and then all of a sudden this light pops up, and then you just see this giant like freaking spider coming down on him. Holy shit! And then the music really
Such a strong juxtaposition of like
absolutely the fact that
it's like
it's a war freaking type game where Gears of War, obviously it's in that title. But it's just like, again, somber kind of music, soft, a beautiful song, and you wouldn't think that it goes together, but I thought it went together just beautifully.
Isn't that with Dom? And he's like looking at like they're humans, but they're just ash, and when he touches them, they like collapse.
No, that's I think later on with his family.
I think that's like the third game or something.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was the third one you were talking.
No, the first
one. Yeah.
Oh,
the first one. Yeah, the very first game. I hadn't even played the game, and the trailer itself made me want to play this game. And I did, and I really enjoyed it. I just never played any of the
song's famous for like 2 things: being in the Donnie Darko movie and being in the Gears of War trailer.
Yeah.
And Shazbot loves it. That's his favorite song.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I know. I've heard that. I heard it is.
Since we're going on this musical theme, I guess I'll follow it up with one that really spoke to me through its music. Assassin's Creed Revelations, that trailer there. It's got this really weird, usually I hate this kind of music where the guy sounds like he's half asleep, like the singer, he's like, and then it's a bunch of like I don't know, drum beats, like a lot of percussion, but just like drums and maybe like clacking of wooden sticks. But it's all in rhythm to like he's like on a ship.
Like Bob Dylan type music, you're saying? Like the way he's saying?
I don't know. But he's like on a ship and he comes to this coast and he's kind of searching. If you know Revelations, he goes back to where Altair was. It's Ezio. It goes back to where.
Yeah.
And like then he runs into these Templars. They start fighting, but all the music, like I said, the percussion starts matching up with like his sword strikes hitting these guys. And he's going like left and right, and it all has a nice.
He's old Ezio, right? So
Yeah.
He's not young.
Oh, yeah,
Ezio,
yeah.
It's a nice flow to it, and like I said, that lazy singing thing kind of works with like the mystical thing, because he starts seeing visions of like Altair walking
I remember that
here, and he's just like, huh? And it kind of leads off where like he gets distracted, gets knocked out by the Templars, and he gets put on like a gallows of sorts. He's gonna like be tossed off.
Oh yeah, it was over. Like, it was like almost like.
It's what
a
you
perch that he jumps off.
It's what you jump off.
Yeah.
And you see like him see Altair on the next perch, like doing the thing.
Like the spirit version of him, yeah.
And like the trailer ends where he's like, they put the noose on, like tighten it.
Yeah.
and then he goes like this, like he's gonna hit the guy, and then it just goes to black, and it's like Assassin's Creed Revelations.
I'll say, yeah, the Assassin's Creed games always had awesome trailers. I've always loved those CG rendered like trailers.
I think it's Brotherhood, or maybe it's the second one. That one I know is very popular, but this one really spoke to me just because of the music.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll show it to you guys later because I'll see what you guys.
I believe we
think,
should
but-
watch some of these for sure.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go with actually a live action. This is one of the first ones where I saw them take a video game and do a live action of it. I thought they did an amazing job. Was Destiny, the Destiny trailer when they came
Oh,
out.
see, now you're stepping on my toes.
Yeah.
Son of a
Well, I
bitch.
had that jump because I'm like, someone's gonna take this one, Sonny. Yeah, the Destiny trailer, there was kind of like live action. You had your Titan, you had your Hunter, you had your Warlock, yeah, and just seeing them like, I think it was like on a moon or something like that. They're going into a crater, and it was just so well done. And you know, it was live action, but the costumes were so well done in it.
Yeah.
You know, talking about what do you call it? Practical effects. They did such a good job on that. It really stuck out for me and got me even more excited for the game.
I liked it was like play some classical music, and then they started playing some Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I
really sweet.
have a hard time remembering. I remember that line. Play some classical music, then Led Zeppelin played, but I don't remember anything else. Every time
Oh man, that's fucking sweet.
I'm trying to think of like Destiny trailers, but I just come up with like the second one with Cade kind of talking or whatever. But
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
that
the
one
first
stands out for me for Destiny. Yeah, that's a game that I played the hell out of too.
Oh yeah, we all played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times over.
Okay. So then I'm gonna do the God of War one.
What?
Not
I
the-
already said that.
I'm doing a different God of War one. This is for me. It's God of War 3. I'll say because I loved 1. I loved 2 even more, and I was so hyped for what God of War 3 was because it's on the new system. It's on the PS3, and you're like, oh man, I don't know what they're gonna be able to do because it's a new system. They've never been on this system before, and it's just so much better graphically. And so the trailer. It starts off with like Kratos basically just running, and then a whole bunch of like skeleton bad guys start attacking you, and so you're fighting them, and then they really kind of whore around you, and then you do this like big burst of like I don't know if it's like a Spartan rage, but he blows them up off of him sort of thing. So that was something new.
Did you say they whore around him?
Horde, kind of whore around you, kind of whore around you, kind of whore around you, horde around him.
Word around him is what
They're
he said. He said
sluts,
word.
those skeleton bad
They
guys.
want your boners.
And then it shows him like grabbing one and like running through a whole bunch of them, using him as a shield. And then it shows like another like bad guy riding on top of like a Cyclops, and you gotta fight him, and then you like destroy this big chain, and you're like, okay, I destroyed this chain. You don't realize what's going on, and then all of a sudden, like the whole like the world just tilts sideways. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And then it pans out. And it turns out you're on the back of Gaia, which is one of the Titans that you met in the second game.
Right.
I was like, this is freaking awesome. And they said this is literally what you're going to be able to do in this game, is play on the back of this Titan. That's the breadth of the scope that this game is going to have. Like there was like trees and like mountainous, and she's climbing on the back of up to Mount Olympus. Like holy crap!
I did that.
Just the scope of what they're trying to do in this game, the idea that they're doing this, I was so hyped after seeing that trailer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree totally. Like, I remember that, like, just seeing once the land shifted, I don't want to say it changed. It never changed. It was the same thing, but
It tilted. Yeah.
once I mean, like, it still was the same thing. Like, you didn't realize what it was until it changed positions, and then you're like, oh my god, you're on this huge thing.
Yeah, you're on the back of a
You're
Titan.
you're on another character.
Yeah, exactly. And it's moving up a mountain. That's insane.
I'm gonna pick one that I know you guys won't have. Well, I don't think you guys will have. You didn't play the game, but Tom Clancy's The Division. So that trailer, it was really kind of weird. Like if you had mistaken it for like a bullying PSA, it wouldn't be that far off. Like you see like this house, and there's no one in it, right? But you just see the effects of what everyone's doing. So you hear like the radio's playing, or maybe it's the TV. They talk about like a pandemic and stuff, and you see this guy starts hoarding medicine and foodstuffs, but you see like his counter, right? And just like 1 bottle, 2 bottles, and they all just pile up. And then like they start talking about like how there's violence or stuff. And then you start seeing this guy has like his guns and stuff in his house, and people are getting sick. And you see like the bed, and like the bed sheets are there, and you see someone goes onto the bed, and then as they're getting sicker and sicker, you see more tissue boxes and medicines by the bedside, and then they die, and you can hear the people crying, but you can't see them.
Okay, I know. I actually remember this one.
And then you see like
yes.
the bed sheets go over, so the head is covered now, like their corpse and they're dead.
Yeah.
And you hear someone leave, and the door closes and whatever. And eventually you hear like criminals trying to break in, and someone gets thrown through the window, and that's when like the action starts stop being like stop motion.
Yeah. Well, it was like time lapse, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Like,
time lapse. But then someone gets thrown through the window, and that's like real time. You see like the window break, this invisible body like hits like a dumpster or something and falls on the ground. And the first time you see a person is like they reach down to help this person up, which really to me is like, this is a bullying thing. You don't see bullying unless you speak up against it, kind of thing. But he reaches down, there's like this guy who's obviously beaten up from those criminals, and he helps them up. And then you see the criminals come out and like look at the fight. And then you have like a whole squad that kind of steps out of, you know, behind a truck or a dumpster, like, yeah, we're gonna back this guy up. Fuck you guys.
I feel like I just watched it.
And then and then when you think like, oh yeah, this is showing how the good guys are so strong, and this is the right thing to do. Then around the corner comes like a garbage truck with all these big armored dudes with fucking flamethrowers, and they're sort of blowing at you. Like, holy crap! And like that's the end of the trailer. I was like, oh my god, I'm on board with this. It's fucking amazing. I loved it, like artistic in that stop motion thing they did.
Yeah.
And then kind of it built you up. Was like, oh my god, I can play as this hero that's going to help out the common man. So great.
Yeah.
I know. I went into detail like MussKeg said. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
Everything.
I do vaguely remember seeing it too. So you saying it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm remembering beat for beat sort of what happened too. Yeah.
I'll go with Halo 3, the trailer for that when it came out. Again, another one that I think maybe the reason why I was so excited too, because you know you're getting your third in the trilogy. Third typically is like a potentially finale or whatever.
Finish the fight.
But I remember it's like you're in Africa, like Mozambique or something like that, and there's this big like pit of a world or city essentially. And it also showed some of the things that you were going to get in that game that you didn't have in previous ones, like the ability to go like invisible or slam shields down on the ground. It was a really really good cinematic trailer. Kind of similar to the Destiny one, to be honest, but all CGI obviously in this one.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember it that well though.
Okay. Similar, like, this is one that I know that I remembered loving it. I should have watched it more recently because I remember it was freaking awesome, and it was a pretty long one too. But maybe Lewis can speak to it a little bit more than me. But it was a DC Universe Online game. I'd never played this game, but the trailer for it was freaking. It was basically like the end of like superheroes. Basically, people like
they lose.
superheroes were dying. They're fighting a bunch of bad guys.
What is it?
DC Universe.
Oh,
Online.
sorry. I thought
Yeah.
I thought you said
DC Universe. Online. So it's a game I never even played. Like
I played a little bit of it.
Or I played the demo, I think. They had it for the PlayStation 3 for a demo, so I played a little bit of it. But it wasn't for me. But the trailer for it was freaking phenomenal. Like, it was just a whole bunch of, like, the superheroes had fallen, and even some of the bad guys were still like on the superhero side, and they were fighting a bunch of the other bad guys. I never really knew who Black Adam was, but he was a badass in this trailer.
Yeah.
And like the Joker's in it, and it was really, really cool. Like, it was like almost like the end of the world, but like DC Universe. So.
Yeah, I like that because it was always neck and neck, and you're expecting like this is a superhero game for DC. The heroes are going to come out on top, and you're just waiting for that. Like, okay, well, when do they win the battle? When do they win the battle? And then it's like, they don't win.
Yeah, they did. Wasn't it? Was at the very end where like Lex Luthor was like he had to go back in time or something like that?
He thinks he won, and then Brainiac shows up.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brainiac shows up
And
and
he's explaining that all to past people.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, he's telling it to the other versions of the heroes.
Yeah.
So it was an epic freaking trailer, and it's a game that I was never gonna buy, but I was like, I can't deny the fact that this would be an awesome movie.
Yeah. Definitely want to watch these now.
Yeah, exactly.
That was 3, right? Or
that was 4, I think.
4? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I will pick.
Or did I start? I started. Yeah. So that was 4 for me. So
I've only got one more left.
You're on
I've only
4.
got one more left
Okay.
myself. So.
Okay.
But if you guys got more, you can just do it. Like
do honorable mentions.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
So this one, I'll change it up. I'll save this for a special. I'll switch it around for an honorable mention. I'm gonna go. This is like a DLC trailer. It's not even for the main game.
Oh.
But Super Smash Brothers Ultimate King K. Rool, his trailer.
What?
I loved it. Just I don't know.
I didn't think it's. Oh, yeah, sorry.
So that Donkey Kong thing Was that a trailer for something else in the past? Like I feel like that's such a familiar thing where they're hanging out in their house and they're just all snoozing, and then they hear like some ruckus outside.
Yeah, no,
They look at the window. I love it.
I think you're more excited the fact that the King K. Rool was coming.
I was.
Yeah.
But I like how they.
I like it too.
How they like tricked you too. They come to the window and they're all like looking at the window, and then you see like looks like King K. Rool standing there, right? This big, the crown. You see just a silhouette, and then like they're like, oh, and then he steps over the silhouette and it's just King DDD. He's like, he's laughing, and then you actually see the real K. Rool just coming. Bat DD away, and they're all like, ooh! Their eyes shoot through it. It was just like, oh my god! That for me, it was
classic Donkey Kong trope, and
it was a character that I've been waiting for. So I was totally excited for it.
Yeah.
But it was just, I like how they me watching that. I was like, oh, it's just some DDD bullshit they're gonna add into the game, and it's like. No, it's not. It's just so.
Honestly, yeah, he should have been in the game a long time ago.
They did the same thing with Banjo-Kazooie after that. Like they did another trailer where it was like Duck Hunt Dog and the duck, like pretending to be
the new character. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but by then, you already seen it. King K. Rool was actually in that one, looking out the window with him. It's like, oh, we know you've pulled the rug out from under us before. It's not gonna be what we think, but I love that one. It was just great.
Okay, it's funny that's one of your up there for trailers.
It's different. I like to have like a nice eclectic mix.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it seems like God of War is pretty popular, and it's the whole reason I thought of the show idea. So I'll finish off for myself with the trailer for God of War Ascension. I wasn't as big of a God of War guy as these two were, initially anyways. But it was a live action trailer, and it had, again, one where the music was great. It was a song, I think, by Ellie Goulding, a remix of hers. And it shows Kratos, it shows a young Greek looming figure standing on like a hill of wheat, essentially, backlit. And a small girl and her mother, and an army of like Spartans, essentially. And the young girl goes running up the hill, and the music's kind of climaxing, and you obviously start to see, even though it's backlit, it's Kratos, right? And the little girl comes running up, and he grabs her and jumps up, and he does kind of this, like, it's like a view of him looking at her as he spins her around in the air. And as he does that, she just crumbles into ash kind of thing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, he's just sitting there, he's like kneeling in the middle of like a rainy field almost, basically where the first game kind of story went. Just seething, like they do a really good job of him like showing the rage and the anguish at the same time. Yeah. So, and the music with it, just all two things there really work together.
If you didn't know the story of God of War from the first game, this showed it here right there in a few seconds. It basically told you his backstory. Yeah. Her ashes coated his skin. That's why he's white like that.
I watched that trailer so many times. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful trailer, and that's why I didn't say it, because I knew it was like.
I knew I was the same.
I like we had one each though. Like.
Yeah, we all had a God of War, different God of War one for sure. I definitely have more. Bioshock, the very first Bioshock, where it starts up like up above the water, and then it goes down to the water, and then it shows music. You like a big what was that?
Creepy music.
It wasn't creepy music. I think it was.
It was like old timey.
I think it was like almost like Frank Sinatra or something, like Somewhere Beyond the Sea. I think was playing, and then it shows like a squid like swimming by, and you see like this freaking city underwater. Like, oh, that's really cool. And then it goes into like this porthole, and you see like this this little girl, and you go like attack this little girl, I guess, as a first player person. That's what it was, the first player game. And then this big daddy comes, if you know the game. There's these big guys in these suits, and he's got this big drill, and he attacks you and like drills through your hand, and he just basically kicks your ass, and you're shooting him with a shotgun. It's just really cool. It was an awesome like lead into the game, and it definitely encapsulates the feeling of that game, I'd say.
Yeah.
That trailer.
That was a very awesome concept, and actually a game that I really wish I'd played. I started playing, I got a little too scared.
That's all you have for honorable mentions?
I got one more honorable mention too, if you want. I was gonna let you go again.
Okay, I'll just say it really quickly. We'll do both mine. But I don't know if this were. I wanted to use this, but I'm not sure if it counted because it ended up being like it's a proof of concept for a game. Kara. It was a trailer. What ended up being for Detroit Beyond Human.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
It's
You're
like
right.
you see like an assembly line where they got all these robot humans,
Androids.
Like
Yeah.
basically, it starts off as her head, and they build her body on there, and
Yeah.
they start her up as a robot, and they're kind of checking her programming, and she starts showing emotion, and she starts asking questions like as a real person.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because they're like, "What? You can't, talk about whatever she wanted to do." She's like, "I want to live. I want to do this." She's like, "What? That's wrong." They start disassembling her. She's like, "Please, I'm scared." And then like the guy stops because it's like, "Wait, this is a sentient being. I can't kill it or whatever, right?" And it's just like it was like for the game. It's like, wow, that is such a moral conundrum. Like that this is nothing but the cyborg parts you've seen assembled, but it's showing such emotion, the actress and stuff, that they eventually like I said, it's a proof of concept. But then they made a game off of that. And I was like, wow, that was
a good game too.
fantastic.
It is.
And I'll just throw out another one because I don't have much to say about it. It's a DLC again. GTA 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony. I just love the music from it. I've seen so many memes and stuff that dun 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 dun. It's like it just became a whole thing for me. I had it downloaded and whatever. And like whenever I see some crazy bullshit, like someone jumps off a building and they're like falling and just like they start playing that music and they're dancing around as they fall. It's like, oh my god. I love that song.
I can't remember the song.
Yeah, that's the only thing about the music. That's why it's honorable mention, but not actually in my list.
Then my last honorable mention will be Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. Because I really liked the first game. It was just, you could be badass freaking Star Wars Jedi or evil Jedi, whatever, Sith, whatever version you want to be. You could be good or bad. But then they made a sequel to it. The game wasn't as good as the first one. But the trailer, I freaking loved it. It was just the teaser, basically. It was him walking down like this corridor, and like behind him, like the hallway is like kind of crumpling behind him as they fall apart. I think he's kind of torn between hearing between Yoda and I think hearing like Darth Vader's voice. He didn't know to be good or bad. And then I think at the end he might have heard I wasn't sure if Leia's voice or something. So it was somebody's voice at the end that kind of calmed him. And then he steps out into this arena, and then you're like, you don't know what's gonna happen. All of a sudden you see this a figure coming flying towards you, like it's a Rancor, and it was just tossed out, and it's dead, like it's laying there, like holy shit, what the hell just did that to this Rancor? Because you fought Rancors in the first game, and you're like, now I gotta fight whatever the hell just destroyed this Rancor, and it's this giant ape sort of alien creature, and it ends with you basically jumping on it and leaping at it, trying to kill it, and it kind of ends there, I think, sort of like that. And then it was unfortunately Unleashed 2, and it's two lightsabers down. It's really cool.
I remember the hallway crumpling, and I remember the big the Rancor, and then the creature that actually kicked its ass.
Yeah.
I don't remember the voices, but yeah, I remember that one too.
Nice. Well, I don't even feel like I need to watch any of these ones, but I'm going to.
Yeah, you're going to.
You want to see these. These are epic.
But there's some good ones. There's lots of good ones that we didn't even mention out there. So where can we find everybody?
I'm the LewisLightning on Twitch. You can find me playing some of the best PS games, like maybe Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, whatever's coming out next.
I don't know. I'm Twitch, Twitter, PSN as CountryBoy9. Also on YouTube, where I unbox guys like this Ghost Rider. Man, this is one of the best figures of the year. I'm telling you right now. Check it out.
Nicolas Cage's version.
I should do that one too.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Where can we find you?
Preview. Oh, sorry. MussKeg, Twitch, Twitter, and PSN. You don't want to see me there.
Just watch the trailer about him.
All right. Now to your feature presentation. So.